ALG really saved me. I put all of my success on joining this group. People constantly checking in saved me.
I made so many friends with people that I've never met, but I feel incredibly close to, and I consider them family.
It really is a family. It is a place where you can just be yourself and there is no judgment. There is no shame. You are so welcome there.
Nobody has to be in this alone. Everybody is either going through or has gone through the same thing at one point.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to another edition of the ALG podcast. If you're listening to this on the day of drop, then happy Friday to you. Really quick at the top of the show, guys, if you can 5-star rate and review the show, those 5-star rate and reviews go a really, really long way. And we like to read those reviews, but I got to be honest with you, I like the 5-star ratings way better. Guys, if you want to support the podcast is proudly sponsored by Redcon One. Go on to redcon1.com and use promo code T20JARPS at checkout for 20% off your whole order. I swear to God, everything that you buy, that money goes right back into the podcast to help make this a better and better production. All right, guys, welcome back. As always, I am John Arpino, otherwise known as JARP's Journey on Instagram. I am joined alongside my partner in crime, Fit_D-Rock, otherwise known as David Roden. And guys, today we are talking about, David, what are we talking about today?
Oh, we're about to be bros. I'm looking forward to this conversation. We're about to be gym bros. We're talking about fitness. We're broing it out, and I really want to share it, kind of conversation about step one. I think it's super important to anyone listening to this. I mean, obviously, for the most part, the mastering of anything is mastering the basics. Just like nutrition, it's calories, macros. It's simple, keeping it simple. Same thing with fitness. I'm looking forward to this conversation, just sharing our perspectives on, okay, number one, your day one, you're starting to work out more. You want to build more habits around it. What are you doing? And number two, any kind of tips, tricks, and where we're at within our journey. So how does that sound? I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I just really want to compliment you because that is really the first time that you did not interrupt the intro. That was really good.
False. I've had like two or three.
No.
Remember?
That one was solid though.
No,
that was solid.
Let's not forget a couple weeks ago when
you were perfectly quiet and I got so weirded out.
It threw you off.
Yeah, it threw me off. Yeah. Yes, there was that one time.
No, but I still want to say it is so much fun to see how they can change their emotional states, change their inflections so quickly. Cause we got on this call and you're like, gosh, my stomach hurts. I'm feeling a little off. And all of a sudden
right
when you start going, you're like, boom, I'm locked in.
Oh yeah. Red lights on, baby. We are on for the good people that listen to this podcast. And if that's you, then I really thank you. So where do we begin?
I'd love
day one. Go ahead.
Begin with you. Cause I mean, obviously you were in a tougher predicament than even me. So when you started day one within the fitness, when you started the fitness journey, what did that look like? Not just weight loss, but fitness. What did that look like?
Fitness journey for me, day one was a little different than most, obviously. I started my fitness journey technically in a pulmonary rehab facility. So I won't talk about that because I don't really have anything to provide when it comes to that.
Well, you just incline walked. That's basically what you did, right?
I did incline walk and these little circuits.
Okay.
That were bullshit. Couldn't really do anything. But as far as actually finally getting into a real gym, first and foremost, guys, I was 510 pounds. I didn't know anything about anything when it came to the gym. I didn't know the difference between an elliptical and a treadmill, anything, I didn't care. So for me, what helped me the most and still helps me to this day is having a trainer. Now, obviously trainers are expensive. They can be very pricey. But if this is your first time in a gym, a lot of the time, I'm talking 99.9% of the time, if you're signing up for a gym, they're automatically off the bat offering you at least 2 training sessions for free. That's pretty standard. That's cut
unless you go to Planet Fitness.
Unless you go to Planet Fitness,
but Planet they actually do, and they're free.
Do they?
They're free now.
Right, but how does that even work?
You just go up to them. There's usually 1 or 2 people, and usually I think they have to be NASM certified. And you just say, hey, can you put me on a circuit? Now they're going to be super generic, but it's better than nothing.
Right. So,
but even Planet Fitness has personal trainers. Thank you very much. Boogity boogity.
Cool. I lost my whole train of thought. Um,
the importance of personal trainers.
Oh, importance of personal trainers. So obviously, if this is your first go around personal fitness, you don't really probably know anything, and you're not expected to know anything, and you are expected to walk in there a little apprehensive. You are allowed to walk in there a little bit nervous. But here's the thing that you got to keep in the back of your mind, folks. It's your first time, and I'm sure it's someone else's first time, and everyone in there has had a first time. You know, it's not like people are born out of the womb and boom, they go right to a gym. So
they're out there just squatting 265.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And for me, what something I had to get over was because obviously going into a gym for the first time, being so big, you feel like all eyes are automatically on you, and they might be. They might be. But if you're walking into a gym and you're going in there with the intent to work out, to change your life, people are not going to judge you ever.
Truth.
Nobody cares.
And anyone who does, fuck them.
Right.
Like that's just
point blank period.
Point blank period. They're just poor human beings. So
and it's probably the old guy who's always in the locker room with his nuts hanging out for no reason, because every gym has an old guy with his nuts hanging out. It's just standard practice.
Truth.
It really is.
Even at Planet Fitness.
Definitely at Planet Fitness. Without a doubt. Anyway, so keep that in mind. I think that's really important. That a lot. I think
personal trainers is huge. Well, because
personal training is huge.
Well, the big thing to me is, especially just early on, when it comes to the general function and movement of the body, I find it still fascinating to this day. Because I mean, Seth, you haven't met him yet, but when you come up to GR, you'll definitely meet him. He's PT and he's got his chiropractic license.
Yeah, he gonna fix me up real good.
He's fascinating to work with because I've been in this body for 30 fucking years. And then he tells me tells me to do for example, like wiggle your toes one by one. And it's like, you try to fucking wiggle your toes one by one. It's like, I can't fucking do it. And it's like, wait. I've been in this body for 30 years. You're telling me I have to really focus and think about moving every toe one by one? It's super difficult. And the reason why I bring that up is like, when you're squatting, you have a vision in your head of like, what's good form. And then you start doing it and your form is horrendous. And you're like, wait, in my head, I'm doing it right. Why doesn't it contribute out to when you actually do it? And that's where having a personal trainer or someone who knows those basic movements to be able to like, hey, you're doing whatever.
Because that's really important.
Like those big movements,
super important.
Squats, deadlifts,
form is everything.
Yes,
everything. If you want to make mind to muscle connection, form is absolutely everything. Another thing, also, a lot of first timers, I get this DM a lot. Do I focus on cardio or do I focus on weightlifting? Weight training, and the answer, is really all up to what you want to do. But for me, I'm going to tell you what I did. And what I did is not necessarily what everyone did. And it's not necessarily the right answer either. I focus on both. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people say, well, how? Muscle weighs more than fat. And if you're putting on muscle, your weight is going to go up and you're not going to lose weight. Well, buddy, here's the thing. I was doing a lot of cardio because I needed to do cardio. And, I had a very big problem. Yeah, I need to burn calories. That's first and foremost. You're there to burn calories. You're at a high weight. You're trying to get down to a low weight. Got to burn calories. Got to be in a caloric deficit. And we'll get to that in a minute. But couldn't fit in the machines. So I had to make do with what I could do. A lot of that was squeezing onto an incumbent bike and being on a row machine.
I still blows my mind you're on a rowing machine.
I have videos, man.
500 pounds. I love it.
I have videos. Row machine single-handedly saved my life. But what my trainer really made me focus on too, because I wanted to gain a little bit of muscle mass while still burning fat, was I was doing a lot of high rep, low weight exercises. Mm-hmm. So, your regular pull downs, you name it, I was doing it, but I was doing it at very low weight for very high reps because of the fact that that's still going to burn body fat. You're still going to raise your heartbeat. You're still going to make lean muscle. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't sitting there trying to bench, 350, mm-hmm. For 4.
Yeah. Cause the big thing there, the science side of things, NASM and all that. So like the biggest, like when you're getting into the gym for the first time, number one thing you got to work on is stabilization. That's step one. And you have to be confident that your knees, your ankles, your back are in stable positions.
You will
that when you start doing compound movements, you're not going to hurt yourself. That's step one. Number one is stabilization. Once you have step one of stabilization, you feel stable and secure with doing basic movements. Then you go on to step two, which is endurance training, which is where John was at the beginning, which is like high rep, low weight. You want to just get the muscle used to moving more and more and more, working on its endurance function. Once you've done your high reps, your low weight, and again, it doesn't mean you don't push yourself to failure, but you push yourself to failure in the 20 rep round, in the 25 rep round, the 30 reps, not in 5.
Right.
And then finally, once you've built some solid stabilization, you feel confident within movements, you've pushed yourself consistently for a few weeks, building some endurance in the muscle, then you can work on true hypertrophy and strength training and trying to do some significant progressive overloads of moving your weight way up to like see what you can do with 5 rep maxes and stuff like that. But again, you don't want to do that day one, because I mean, I witnessed it in Planet Fitness. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget. I was in a Planet Fitness and this guy, first off, the guy was like 6'6", and he was in big steel-toed boots, and he was on a Smith machine doing squats, and he had 315 on the bar. And I look at him and like his range of motion was maybe 10%. Like he was standing and then like drop 10% and then back up, like not even close to parallel, nothing. And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, is this one of your first times working out?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you okay with me giving you some critiques?" I was like, "I've been doing this for a long time." He's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Ass to grass, baby. You're going to get so much more strength, hypertrophy results with range of motion." And so I was like, "I need you to go to at least 2 parallel." And obviously at 315, not happening. So I dropped down to 225, still couldn't do it. Then I dropped down to 45s on each time. He still couldn't get to parallel and get back up. By the time I had him down to 30 on each side for him just to get ass to grass. And I was like, you will see more results putting 30 on each side and going ass to grass range of motion than you will this 15 degree, putting 315, going 15%. And he's like, holy shit, I can feel it more already. And so that's because he didn't work on that stabilization. He didn't work on range of motion before he just jumped into a bunch of weight. And that you're the definition to hurt yourself.
And even like pivoting on that, like what you have to understand too is that the amount of weight that is on the machine, on the bar, regardless, like it doesn't make a difference. Like, yes, we all want to go in there and we want to push as much weight as possible, but sometimes you'll have more results pushing less weight than you will more weight, because like we said, the movement, stabilization, muscle, mind to muscle connection.
Yep.
You can't go into the gym thinking that you are going to be the strongest guy there and you want to put on a show for everyone, which is something that, still to this day, I sometimes get discouraged about, because like I want to move a ton of weight. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're pushing yourself to ultimate failure, I don't care if you have 10s on there, if you've got fucking 25s on there, if you got 4 plates on there, like it doesn't make a difference. You got to push yourself to failure, but to real failure, not failure where you're hurting yourself, not failure where, you're going to fuck yourself up, but failure where it's like, I've pushed to my last rep and I'm only getting, a little bit.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people, I forget a lot of people aren't watching. A lot of you aren't watching the YouTube. And if you watch the YouTube, you could see all the stupid faces David makes and the hand movements that I do the whole fucking podcast.
Oh, too funny. No, because I mean, that's so important. Because again, like it's so interesting when it comes to when you're working out, and the mind muscle connection plays such a bigger component than almost anything. Like, I mean, you watch people take the 60-pound dumbbells and do these just huge shoulder throw, like, oh yeah, I'm doing curls. And it's like, no, you're not.
You're not.
No, you're not. Like I curl half the weight you do, and my biceps are twice the size of yours. Why? Because I focus on only contracting my bicep. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to throw ego weight around. I'm trying to intentionally push a specific muscle to failure to force it to grow. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to know if you're trying to get into the strength training, bodybuilding-esque perspective of fitness. Like if obviously you want big shoulders, you want to pec dance, you want to do some stuff like that. It has way more to do with intentional pushing specific muscles till failure than it has to do with repping out these massive workloads of bench press. Oh, but you're benching 315. Yeah. And I'm watching you overextend your shoulders and you're just waiting to freaking tear out a shoulder because you're just sitting there, just you're not doing anything on the chest. You're out here just letting your shoulders and your front delts take over, and your pecs aren't doing anything because your form's horrendous because all you're thinking about is ego lifting.
Yep.
So if
mind state of ego lifting can fuck you up.
Oh, it can fuck you up
so bad. And I'm not even saying like on a physical level, but like later down the line, like the reason why I said in the beginning of the podcast to get a personal trainer is because of the fact you want to either break dirty habits that you don't even know that you have when it comes to lifting, or stop yourself from creating dirty habits that you could have.
It's like golf.
Exactly. No, absolutely.
Golf's the same way.
Absolutely.
If you have $500 to spend and you want to get in golfing, spend $100 on clubs and $400 on lessons.
Yeah.
Then, I'm going to spend all $500 on clubs thinking that nice clubs is going to make you a good golfer.
Shit. Yeah, exactly. Dude, 1,000%, because these little bad habits that you have will make for big injuries down the line.
Truth.
You know, if you're doing a curl, but you're curling really with all of your shoulder and not really, you're not moving your elbow at all, you're not focusing on the bicep, you're going to fuck up your shoulders for other workouts down the line. I have shoulder problems because of, stupid mistakes and stupid habits that I built in the beginning that my trainer's been trying to make me break forever. And now if it wasn't for this prep, like I have cleaned up so many bad habits in the gym by doing this prep because I'm so focused on just lifting the right way. Like I know that sounds stupid. I've been doing this for fucking 6 years now, 5 years, whatever it is. But you don't even realize how many of these bad habits that you collect along the way.
100%.
Because like you said in the beginning, I like how Chives is shirtless right now. That was great. Is that what you really, is that his uniform? Is that his everyday uniform?
Did you not see him walk? He's a college baseball coach too. And so he had his college uniform on first. Oh, Chives.
Oh, Chives. That Chives.
Chives bought a house. So
you pay Chives good.
I'm no longer gonna have Chives here next month.
I'm so sorry. Anyway.
You're rascal.
Guys, I'm telling you, the live, like the video version of this podcast is just every time. Anyway, what was I saying?
More intentional with your lifts and cleaning up bad habits.
Yeah. So like you have to get rid of those bad habits before you create them, or, once you've realized you create it, because we all have this vision in our mind. David mentioned this earlier of like, this is how I've watched people squat, or this is how I've watched people bench. And you pick up dirty habits that other people have, and then you get them to be your own habits, and you don't want that. You know what I mean? Like I watch people lift dumb.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of what's a good one.
All the time for no reason. Just because they want to ego lift.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of a good, one that gets me. So this one, a lot of people do this in the gym when it comes to cables. So you're doing you're doing pec like flies. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happens is so many people, for the sake of ego lifting and like pushing more weight, what they do is, I'm trying to do this while being close to the mic. It's super difficult. What they do is they start to throw their shoulders.
I do that all the time.
Into it. And now your front delt is taking over everything and your pec's getting nothing. And so it's about rolling back, keeping those shoulders way back, and truly the
pec.
Exactly. The easiest explanation is feel like you're pulling your bicep into your chest.
Yep.
This is you'll feel the full contraction off of your bicep into your chest. What so many people love to do is they just throw they throw their arms over. And you're just asking to fuck up a front. You're asking for shoulder problems. And guess what?
That's a dirty habit that I have sometimes.
I watch people move more weight that way.
Yeah.
But I got a bigger chest than them.
Right.
Because it's not about how much weight you move. It's how intentionally you move that weight.
Yep.
So remember that when you're in the gym and be able to drop. Like I love seeing the guy who has 15 pounds on a cable and is super focused on contraction, not throwing any shoulder into it, not throwing any other movement, and just super controlling that contraction. And someone who takes 45 pounds in the cable curl and is just like throwing their whole friggin' body into it, thinking that it's gonna somehow equate to more muscle mass. That's just,
absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, like free weights is cool. Free weights.
I love cables.
I love cables. I love cables.
It's a consistent
I like free weight machines.
Free weight machines.
Like, all right, I'm definitely not just not with like I have a chest press that you obviously put it on a bar, but it's still on it. Like it's not a free weight per se.
Oh yeah. No, I agree because it takes out stabilization, which is nice.
Right.
It's more safe.
Right.
And it's like again,
there's nothing bad about being a safe lifter.
No, it's like the contrary to popular belief, you can get yoked doing machines. Again, that's what's always so crazy to me is you have these people that think, no, it's all about free weights, man. It's all about it's like I call bullshit. Then explain to me this population that barely touches free weights and they're fucking monsters. So it's like
free weights are cool.
They're cool.
They're
like great. Now I will say this is one that the data is becoming more and more prevalent on that even I've kind of stemmed away from. And I know you have early, staying away from deadlifts.
Oh, well, yeah, I got a terrible back. I can't.
Exactly. But like in general, deadlifts are just
terrible for you.
They're just really not good for you.
I was actually having this conversation with Poro earlier about deadlifts. It's funny you mentioned them. Because I know he's focusing on deadlifts, and I had mentioned him, I can't do deadlifts, period. Like if I do, my back is toast.
Oh, just fried.
I've tried sumo deadlifts.
You got weird hips, weird everything.
I have weird everything. But yeah, no, their deadlifts is terrible for you. And I know there's people that are listening to this and they're probably like, I love to do deadlifts.
Now again,
power to you.
Deadlifts aren't bad to a certain point.
Right. But if you're going to the gym and that's the only thing you're doing every day.
Well, there's a certain point where they talk about where there's the benefit to potential risk becomes not worth it anymore. That's the issue. Like if you're deadlifting up to like 315, sweet. That's a skill to learn. That's something to like how to pull. That's fine. If you start getting to the point where you're deadlifting 600, 500, those types of weights, it's just so much stress on the back.
Yeah, your poor lumbar.
And there are plenty of other ways to kind of push that progressive overload on like the hammies and the glutes and the lower back, but in a safer and less aggressive way. That's the biggest thing. Like that's where a lot of the data is talking about now is like, yeah, deadlifting is good to a certain degree. And then it starts to hurt itself over a long period of time. Because guess what? To keep your progressive overload, it's like, I got to put on 600 pounds. And it's like, you're just fucking your lower back when you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the biggest thing. Yeah. What's something else? What's something else from your mind? We kind of this has been a good conversation.
Obviously if you're just starting out, don't fall into the, to like, how do I word this properly?
Trying to find the perfect split. That was my next thing.
Yeah. Perfect split. That's cool. But I was going to say, don't fall into the trap of buying supplements early.
Other than creatine.
And I know we talked about this before on another podcast, but like first day in the gym, you
don't make a difference.
Hit up the sup shop and buy BCAAs, ECAAs and fucking AA batteries and fucking whatever that fuck.
AA batteries.
Whatever the fuck, you gotta
don't
do.
Make any difference.
It just doesn't make a difference, So don't fall into that trap because I know a lot of gyms that have sup shops in them or just their regular, let's call it a pro shop, that'll see a Mark who will walk in first day of the gym and they'll be like, oh, well, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need a weight belt. You need a weight belt. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I still to this day don't have a weight belt.
I don't either. I don't understand it. That's cool. What I'll talk about. There's people out there that wear the weight belts like all day long and every single lift they do. And I just don't friggin' understand
my diaphragm way too much.
I don't understand
what the purpose is.
You're protecting your lower back, but guess what? The rule I've heard this from bodybuilders is like you keep it on because it keeps your waist weaker, which then keeping your waist weaker keeps a thinner waistline, which gives you a better tapered look.
Right.
But like, I guess if you're trying to win bodybuilding shows and that waist tapered look is something you need, then maybe. But people use belts way too fast.
Way too fast.
Way too fast. Because you got to learn core. You got to learn how to truly, when you're doing a lift, engage your core, protect itself, not from a freaking belt, but because you know how
to protect it.
You know how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Like, but so many people, they put belts on way too early on way too many things.
And it's just a waste of money.
Like, there's people out there that put belts on for chest day, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
how
is this relevant? Like,
all the time.
Guys doing shoulders.
They're cool.
Got a friggin' belt on.
Dude, they look great. I love a nice Cardillo belt. I want to get a Cardillo belt just to hang it up in my house so it has my name on the back. But again, yeah, dude, but like a Cardillo belt, a plain strapped, brown leather Cardillo belt is still like, I think almost $250, $300.
Yeah.
Like
for what?
For what? Yeah, exactly. For what?
Yeah, you're not in a place where that's even necessary. It's kind of golf clubs right there. That $200 that you're spending on a freaking waist belt, go spend that $200 on training lessons. That's a more effective use of your money early on.
Absolutely. And I know you were going to talk about
splits. I think this is huge because so many people get it twisted. I mean, again,
push, pull, legs, isolate chest sometimes, isolate shoulder sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't freaking matter. It's about what is you sit here and everyone says that they have the perfect split. Okay, if you're trying to win Mr. Olympia, maybe it matters. Maybe a little bit it matters. But if you're just trying to live within a healthy and happy body, look better naked, it doesn't fucking matter. You do bro splits and do a chest tries, back buys, legs, shoulders, arms, and that's your split. Sweet. If you do 2 rounds of upper body, lower body, sweet. If you do, it just doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's about pushing the muscles.
What's your split right now?
My favorite split, I like to separate things out more so I don't take rest days. So my split is chest tries, back buys, shoulders, core, then shoulders and core, then legs, quad focused, legs, hamstring focused, and glute focused, and then
that's
arms
not
and
the
core.
Same day.
I do a leg day primarily focusing on quad activation, and then I do a leg day primarily focusing on hamstring and glutes.
Okay.
I split it up. So I actually do legs twice a week, you motherfuckers, technically. And so many.
That's right.
And I throw calves in there 10 days a week because I have small calves.
I got bitch legs. I got the
but what's nice about that split for me is I don't like taking rest days. So when you do it, like, guess what? When I do chest and tries, between all that split, my next workout's 4.5 days, 5 days later.
For that, yeah.
I've got my rest in and I'm ready to go again. And so I don't take many breaks. Now, some people would say that's wrong. And people would say, oh, well, no, you need to hit it twice a week and all this kind of stuff and take bigger rest total days. And it's like, I'm doing just fine. I'm bigger than most. Now, if I'm trying to win Mr. Olympia and I was truly getting to that level, then maybe. But I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'll switch it up on occasion. I'll switch up volume. The biggest thing I switch up is volume. Some days are bigger, like weight days. Like I'm going heavy and 3 to 5 rep maxes. And then other days I'm doing a lot of drop sets where it's a lot more volume work. That's where I make a lot of changes more than the splits themselves.
I got you 100%.
What about you?
Right now, I am doing chest tries, back buys, isolating shoulders, isolating legs, and then sometimes I'll just isolate chest. It depends.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You don't throw arms in there, man?
Arms is every day. I don't count arms. Arms is every
arms
day.
Is every day.
Dude, I get a fucking arm pump from legs.
What about core?
Core I work in on my leg day.
Okay.
I work it in on my chest day. It's
I have
always
a love
there.
hate. I have a love-hate relationship with core.
Yeah, like I did.
Why does it hurt so much more than everything? I don't understand.
What did I do yesterday? I did back yesterday, and I mixed in core with it because I was doing planks.
Gotcha.
So I would do a workout, and then I would do a minute to a minute and a half plank, and then I go back to doing the workout, and back to the plank.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of planks. I mean, they're great. I just do other things. I do a lot of cable work with core. So it's like, have you seen that classic that viral TikTok video where the girl has her butt cheeks between the pole and she's doing curls off the cable curls. And
yeah.
So
I do that machine too.
Yeah, that's one of my classics. I do that, and then I do transverse.
Yeah,
and then I do leg lifts. That's like my sequence for core.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute.
That's cute.
Yeah,
gets the job done.
Huh.
Bam, 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 bam.
I love chest.
Titty days. Shoulder's my favorite.
I hate shoulder day.
See,
I hate my shoulders, dude.
Isn't it fascinating? I think who we had this conversation with. This was with Chris back in the day. It like whatever you get the most compliments on, you tend to do the most.
I have beautiful shoulders.
And
I just can't stand doing shoulders.
Really? So like I get compliments on my shoulders the most. So I love doing shoulders.
Yeah, and I actually just last week hit a PR on shoulders, and I was all fucking hyped about it. But I
like shoulder press, or what do you?
Yeah, shoulder press.
What were you doing?
Just regular dumbbell shoulder press.
Yeah, what were you doing?
65.
Let's go.
Yeah,
that's a good weight.
Yeah. So like
65 shoulder press, no joke.
Yeah, free dumb. Just it was great. Like I don't know
free dumbbells.
Yeah, free dumbbells. Like I don't know what got into me that day, and I started at 30.
Oh, I said that. That was actually another story. There was this guy at the gym, and I try to do it as respectfully as possible, but I would be in the same. I'm humbly, if someone came to me and said, "Hey, you're setting yourself up to hurt yourself," I would be like, "Hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad you told me that, because I'm far from acting like I know it everything, and I'll always take everything in grace with intention that you mean the best." And so there was this guy in there who was doing shoulder press, and first and foremost, he was doing 50 pounds, and his form,
free dumbbells,
50 pounds. And so personally, I don't like to go straight vertical on dumbbells because it puts too much back on. So I always drop it one, so you're more like neutral, which means you are throwing a little more chest into it, but it's safer. And so this guy was flared almost backwards with his arms, and he was doing this. And I looked, and it was the pressure and the angle of what he was doing. I'm like, bro, I went to him. I'm like, hey man, I'm just telling you, you are on a fast track to a torn rotator labrum or something. Like your shoulders are in such a compromised position.
Yeah.
I'm like, you go heavy, you try to go heavy one day, and it may just go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so he said thank you. I think he kept doing what he was doing, but I at least tell him once.
You did your deed.
I did my due diligence.
I don't like people that watch people do stupid stuff and then don't help.
Videotape it and then just act like assholes.
Yeah.
Like again, there's a good and a bad
I'll
way to
videotape you in my gym if you're being an idiot. But that's if you're being an idiot. I'm not talking about on a weight machine. Like if you're being an idiot.
Oh, like the guy who was like flying back and forth and like.
Yeah. I got a lot of those, and I go to a great gym. Like I ain't going to no pussy gym.
I've oh my gosh, dude, I mean, Planet Fitness, you're gonna see it more than most.
Oh, you're gonna see everyone at Planet Fitness, and that's no knock on Planet Fitness. I know everyone thinks that I'd knock the shit out of Planet Fitness. It's just it's fun.
Oh, it's easy. It's so easy to make fun of. I totally respect it.
My sister works at a Planet Fitness now as a part-time job, and I make fun of her every day for going to work at a Planet Fitness.
I love it. I love that there's something about the underdog, man. I love it's funny to me because I'm not trying to be an ego here, but I have more muscle mass than most, and I did it primarily through a Planet Fitness. So don't give me this shit that it's a weak man's gym. Bro, I look better than you, and you pay 3 times the amount of money to go to a gym, and I look better than you. So don't give me that shit. Now, if I'm trying to win Mr. Olympia, then probably it's not gonna. You couldn't do it at Planet Fitness. I mean, if someone
I don't like to talk about things that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm very open with the fact that I don't keep a large plethora of knowledge when it comes to individual workouts in the gym.
Yep, it's not your lane.
It's not my lane. I have a trainer. He's going to tell me, pick that up, put that down, how you pick it up, put it down. And that's just me. I have other things to worry
you're the
about.
Classic of, I like to get in my car. I don't care how the alternator works. I don't care how the automatic transmission works. I just want to get in the car, turn it on and move.
Yeah.
One of my biggest weaknesses is I find fascination in how things work.
Yes,
and it's
absolutely.
And
you're the type of person where if I go, David, what time it is, you're going to tell me how to build a clock, and I don't want to know that. I want to know what time it is.
What time is it? Well, see, the funny part is my dad's the same way. I remember back in college, like say I had like some like mammalian physiology question or whatever.
Right.
It's like, Dad, I just want to know blank. And then he'll give me the preface, the answer, and then the post on everything. I'm like, damn it, Dad. I know I got that from my dad because I do the same shit now.
I can't absorb that way. Like, I get it. I do. And I'm picking up, like, again, me doing this prep and really focusing on certain shit, I'm obviously picking up more and more and more and more. And I shock myself sometimes. But like, again, I don't like to put myself in a position where I'm going to sound like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ever, especially when it comes to fitness. Because obviously, because I've lost a shit ton of weight and I go to the gym every single day, someone off the street is going to be like, hey, buddy, you know what you're talking about.
See, but I respect that. Like, and I respect, it goes off of like the fitness influencer stuff and the stuff from last week,
right?
Where there's nothing wrong with saying that I just don't know.
Like, I know, walk with me in the gym and I will show you.
I'll show you what I did. Yeah. And I'll show you what I did. And like, I can tell you what I know, but it's like, no. And I respect that. Like, I completely respect that whole, hey, I'm just an average Joe. This is what I'm doing. I could care less how the alternator works in my car. I just know that this is what I'm told to do, and I'm doing it.
And then when it stops working, I'm gonna go bring it to get it fixed.
Damn straight.
That's me. I ain't gonna fix it myself.
I respect it.
So anyway, folks, I hope that you took a little bit of piece of information out of this and enjoyed the podcast. David, do you have anything else you would like to say to the fine people listening at home?
I would recommend everyone to get into some kind of strength training routine. I'm just gonna say it, girls. You're not going to get bulky from lifting. I'm sorry, you're not. So does it have to be, do you have to do it? No, you may find you enjoy it more than cardio. I'll just put it that way. And at the end of the day, it's about pushing muscle to failure, burning calories, and enjoying the process. So
absolutely, you got to enjoy your workouts. If you don't, then they become a chore, and then you don't want to do your chores, and then you don't show up.
It's like why I don't do consistent running or something. I don't enjoy it.
Right.
Like a bunch of cardio, running, biking. It's just not, I don't enjoy doing that. So why would I create that as a habit for the rest of my life, which is working out?
And don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. It's like Mike freaking loves it. Mike loves running out. Sweet. Yes. You do that. Like,
I don't do that.
Love it. Sweet. And like, that's what you want to do. Awesome. Yeah.
My knees hurt just thinking about running.
Yeah. But like, flip of the coin. Don't think that you have to just do cardio to lose weight and live in a healthy body. Mm-hmm. And flip of the coin. Don't tell me that
cardio. You can do cardio and weihtlift at the same time. Well, not exactly at the same time, but yeah.
Last tip on that: do cardio after your lift. Huge.
Yes. Yeah.
It's becoming more and more prevalent. Do your cardio afterwards. If you want to do a 5 to 10 minute warm up beforehand, sweet.
That I like to do. I've gotten way more into that by warming up on the bike for about 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
Hitting my workout.
But if you're lifting, don't do a 30-minute run and then go work out. It doesn't work well. You're burning up all your glycogen.
Yeah.
Your muscles are already shot. So you're not going to push till failure consistently. And so it's just not a good place.
Absolutely. All right, guys. What?
That's all. Just do cardio second.
Oh, do cardio second. Yes. All right, guys, I appreciate you listening in today. I hope that you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, I hope that you share it with someone who you think will like it as well. Guys, if you would like to join us, you can join us each and every single Wednesday night on the ALG community call. That goes down at every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific. And you can access that call by going to accountablelifegroup.com and clicking on the events tab. And you will see the call. Click the Zoom link and it'll bring you right in. You can purchase the Accountable Life Journal by going on to Amazon.com and searching it ALG Accountable Life Journal. You can access, if you like what we're doing and you like what we're doing and you like what we're doing and you like what you're doing, you can join us with coaching. Go to algcoaching.com. I think that's it. Oh, go to redcon.com and use promo code T20JRPS and save 20% off your entire purchase. And that's how you support the podcast.
What was your voice there? What were we going?
I don't know. I like.
Were you going Irish?
No, I don't know what it was.
Support the podcast.
Support the
British.
Podcast.
Sound like a little British.
Just support it. Support the podcast.
Oh, too funny.
All right, guys. That's all. That's it. That's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. All right, stay beautiful, stay sexy, stay accountable.
Toodles.